Here we go. Prominently on its homepage, Sha'Carri Richardson.
I'm under arrest right now? What am I under arrest for? Christian, are you serious right now? Okay. I did enough him though.
We have video cameras.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So this is a position that Christian told me to put me into, okay? Because he's a coward and I don't want anything to do with him at this point going forward. Harder. Christian, are you serious right now?
Washington State, he doesn't get a...
Looks like Nike can't shield Sha'Carri Richardson forever. She's managed to slide past plenty of scandals before, but this one's on a whole different level. We're not talking about a few online whispers or little smoke breaks anymore. This time, it's 4K footage, police reports, and accusations that she crossed the line big time. And fans can't stop asking, if Nike has cut ties with other athletes for less, why is Sha'Carri still plastered all over their campaigns? That's the million-dollar question. For anyone who missed it, everything blew up after that chaotic airport scene in Seattle. Cameras caught Sha'Carri straight up shoving her boyfriend, Christian Coleman, as they were getting ready to board a flight at Seattle-Tacoma International Airport. At first, people thought it was just a messy couple spat gone viral, but when police stepped in and body cam footage leaked, the whole story flipped upside down. Sha'Carri wasn't calm, and she sure wasn't the innocent victim she tried to play off as. The footage painted her as the one going wild, while Christian didn't even lift a finger. When the cops grabbed her, she instantly tried flipping the script, shouting, "I'm under arrest right now? What am I under arrest for, Christian? Are you serious right now?" But the officers weren't buying it. The video even caught her snapping at Christian, calling him a coward and demanding he defend her. And when that didn't fly, she switched her story again, claiming she never laid a hand on him, even though the footage clearly showed otherwise. With every second rolling, it looked worse for her. And just when things couldn't get any messier, she turned her anger on the police.
Yourself mentally, and then just try to see what you could do to be your best self so that you can move forward, so you can just be the type of person and a human that God needs you to be for His kingdom and for His glory. And so,
raging at them and even trying to pull the gender card, asking why she was the one being cuffed while everyone else walked free. Christian is the man caught right in the middle of this storm. For a lot of people, that airport chaos was the final straw. And that's when the outrage turned to her sponsors. The loudest name being Nike. Fans are blasting them, saying choices have consequences, and this time the pressure is so heavy that Nike can't keep dodging the flames. And here's the thing. This isn't just about one messy fight. Nope, people are saying Sha'Carri has been digging her own hole for years, and this might finally be the collapse she can't outrun. We'll get to her teammates and coaches' whispers in a bit, but first, let's rewind to what really shocked everyone. Christian's reaction. Instead of pressing charges or walking away, he actually defended her. Days later, in an interview, he claimed she didn't deserve punishment, that she just needed grace and understanding. On the surface, it looked like loyalty, but fans weren't convinced. They studied his body language like detectives, and what they saw made everything feel way darker. Christian couldn't sit still. His eyes darted around like he was trapped, and he barely made eye contact with the camera. To a lot of people, it didn't look like love at all. It looked like fear. Almost as if Sha'Carri had something hanging over his head, something that forced him to stand by her even if it meant sacrificing his own peace of mind and reputation. Fans have been eating this whole situation up like it's a drama series, and the voices calling Sha'Carri out just keep getting louder. Controversial comedian Corey Holcomb didn't hold back on his podcast. He flat out accused her of weaponizing the victim role, saying she knew exactly how to twist the system against Christian. And honestly, from the leaked camera footage, it was hard to argue.
and I hate that narrative too because, us coming together, like we're just two like real dominant personalities, and she's, to me, the best female athlete in the world. Like I see it every day, and for me in my process, like I just said, like moving training groups, a whole new environment.
What Corey said hit heavy because it wasn't just his opinion. It lined up with what fans had already been whispering. Christian's shaky defense didn't look like a man proudly standing by his girl. It looked like a man trapped in a position he'd been in before, forced to play along. That's when the conversation flipped completely. The airport blow-up stopped looking like a one-time outburst and started to feel like part of a long-running pattern. Fans began speculating that Christian might have been dealing with this kind of heat behind closed doors for a while. One viral comment summed it up perfectly. "There's no way I'd stay with a woman who put hands on me in public. She'd be dead to me after that. Staying only puts me at risk of being blamed, catching charges, and losing everything." Her ex, Jamaican hurdler Janique Brown, once gave an emotional interview that fans are now digging back up. And it's hitting different after this airport fiasco. Janique didn't sugarcoat a thing. She described their relationship as mentally, verbally, and physically toxic on both sides. But she made it clear the pain she carried was deep. She said she was threatened, silenced, and even blamed when Sha'Carri allegedly turned the internet against her. Years back, Sha'Carri went on Instagram and dropped a long story painting Janique as the villain, playing herself up as the victim, and rallying sympathy. The internet believed it, and Janique ended up dragged through the mud, even canceled in some circles. Only later did Janique clap back, saying Sha'Carri's version of events was calculated, a strategy to save her own image while destroying hers. Sound familiar? That's exactly why so many people now believe Christian's drama is just a repeat of the same old pattern. Think about it. She literally asked the cops why she was being arrested, even though the whole video showed Christian not doing a single thing to her. In her mind, he was supposed to be the one cuffed, not her.
Like, I don't feel as if, like, she should have been arrested. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, you know, people have discussions and emotions and stuff like that. Does she have, like, things that she need to work on for herself? Of course. And so do I, so do you, like, everybody. And I'm the type of guy, like, I'm in the business of just, like, extending grace and mercy and love.
And for the first time, people started questioning out loud. Maybe she lied about Janique. Maybe she got away with it back then, but not this time. And just when it couldn't get any worse, Sha'Carri dropped an apology video that only fueled the flames higher. It wasn't just what she said, which honestly sounded like a bunch of scripted nothing. It was how she said it. Fans swore her team wrote every word for her to repeat. Her body language? Straight up disturbing. She was smiling in an apology video, twisting the whole thing around to make herself look like the misunderstood one instead of the aggressor. She claimed she was just misunderstood, and in true narcissistic fashion, she closed her apology video by saying, "I love him, and to him, I can't apologize enough." But fans weren't buying it for a second. Even reigning 100-meter champ world tribute jumped in, blasting her on Instagram in all caps. Her apology should be just as loud as her actions. And once those clips hit the internet, the floodgates opened. Twitter, TikTok, Reddit, everybody had an opinion, and none of them were kind. One viral tweet went straight for the jugular. "Dang, imagine what she does in private." Another fan tore her down, calling the apology fake, pointing out how she smirked through the whole thing like she was telling some funny story instead of addressing something serious. To many, it wasn't an apology at all. It was just a PR stunt to save face. No regret, no remorse. And fans kept saying the same word over and over, pattern. Because if the roles had been reversed and Christian had been the one laying hands in public, his career would have been buried on the spot. But just when people thought it couldn't get messier, Nike stepped in. And instead of pulling back, they poured gasoline on the fire. Days after the arrest, Sha'Carri was still front and center on their homepage, smiling and promoting her brand new sneaker. No statement from Nike. No acknowledgement of the scandal. Just silence, but silence that spoke volumes.
Oh, you think she didn't say that?
Oh, what?
Oh, she did. You think she didn't say, oh, as they were kicking her off, she said, "Oh, y'all just don't know who I am."
Fans were furious. They pointed out the hypocrisy, saying other athletes never got this kind of protection. Caitlin Clark, one of the biggest names in women's sports right now, has barely seen any promo since signing with Nike. Meanwhile, Sha'Carri, with a scandal hanging over her, is still being treated like the face of the brand. No single signature shoe for some athletes. No big campaigns at all. Yet Sha'Carri Richardson, caught on video putting hands on her boyfriend, is still being pushed as a star. One furious post summed it up. Corporate sponsors like Nike, who brag about zero-tolerance policies on domestic violence, are dead silent when it comes to Sha'Carri Richardson. And fans couldn't stop asking, how much is allowed before it finally counts as wrong? Some argued Nike wasn't clueless. They were being cold and calculated. Sha'Carri's whole brand has always been tied to controversy. From the weed suspension that went viral to her fiery, in-your-face attitude, Nike knew it all sold. One fan put it bluntly, "Sha'Carri Richardson brings more eyes to the sport, and Nike makes sure they cash in." And when you look back, it's true. Nike stood by her after the weed suspension, ran a comeback campaign, plastered her in commercials, and made her the face of resilience. Meanwhile, other athletes like Noah barely get any shine. So when people pointed this out, it didn't calm the crowd down one bit. It actually made them even angrier because it proved Nike wasn't blind. They knew exactly what was happening, and they still chose to keep her up front because it was profitable. That's what lit the fire for the biggest debate of them all, the double standard.
Right. And when the dude said something to her, she was trying to turn the passengers against her, but the passengers was like, "Turn your phone off, bitch."
Comedian Corey Holcomb said it flat out. If Sha'Carri were a man caught on camera shoving his girlfriend, the sponsorships would disappear instantly. No debate. And fans agreed. They started pulling up receipts of other athletes who lost everything over a single allegation, not even proven in court, while Sha'Carri, with clear video evidence, is still being celebrated like nothing happened. People even dug back into Nike's history of controversies with athletes, pointing out their selective outrage. And that's when the narrative turned. Fans started saying none of this was shocking. Nike has always known how to pick and choose who gets protected and who gets cut loose. At the end of the day, this whole saga was just another reminder that in the world of big brands, money always seems to matter more than morals. That's exactly why the pressure on Nike keeps getting louder. Because fans aren't just furious at Sha'Carri, they're furious at the system that keeps protecting her. Zoom out for a second. This story isn't only about one messy airport fight. It's about years of scandals that Sha'Carri somehow managed to outrun. Complaints from teammates? Disrespect claims? All swept under the rug because her speed and marketability made her untouchable. And then there's Christian. His shaky interviews and those long silences now look more like confirmation that this wasn't some isolated blow-up. Fans are convinced he's been carrying something way heavier behind the scenes, something way darker than anyone realized. But when you cut through all the noise, the spotlight lands on one thing: Nike. The brand that claims to stand for values, equality, and zero tolerance, yet is being accused of standing for profit above all else. Their decision to keep Sha'Carri as the face of their brand tells fans everything about where their loyalty really lies. Here's where things stand right now. Sha'Carri is silent. Nike is silent. Christian is silent. The only ones speaking are the fans, and their voices are louder than ever, demanding answers. So what do you think? Did Nike just prove once again that scandal sells? Or are they about to face a backlash they can't escape this time? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button, smash subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one.